came to the realisation that we've not been happy for quite a while now.
It's time we just make a change with our lives.
I know it's been a while. Usually our videos are really positive. It's something that we hate to do, to not be positive, because we love Australia, we want to share that with you, but I also want to be honest. And whether you're an expat or whether you live here because it's the country you were born in, we all have struggles. We feel like it would be dishonest not to share that side of things as well. We've had quite a few questions as to why we've not been on here for quite a while now, actually. I think it's about a month. I'd love to say that we've not been on here because we've been having wild parties, but that's simply not the case.
There's been no parties at all.
The long and short of it is that we're both just so burnt out. Everything we do, we go a million miles an hour and we want to do as much as we can. We get really excited about everything we do, but then we just absolutely exhaust ourselves. So we go through this I guess pattern of burnout where we work really hard, we get really thrown into everything, and then we burn out. So we rest, we take time out, and then we go back, and when we feel better, we go back and do it all over again. I know some of you will probably say, well, why don't you learn your lesson and just stop going hard at everything? But it's how I work. And I can't seem to function in any other way other than either 1,000,000% or zero. I can't seem to regulate that in between. It is what it is. It's just how I function and how I work.
And that's how she makes me work as well, if I like it or not.
Oh my God. He's like, turn the camera on me. I've got something to say. Hashtag pray for Ben. While we've been feeling burnt out and, to be honest, a little bit rubbish, Ben and I had some really honest conversations because we just realised something wasn't quite right. We came to the realisation that we've not been happy for quite a while now. Sometimes when you're in the moment, you don't really realise that because you're doing all your day-to-day getting on with stuff. When you sit back and, you know, you're feeling a bit rubbish, so you calm down and you sit back and you look at everything, you reflect on everything, you realise, actually, we really haven't been happy for a little while. It has.
And just to let you know, we're not getting divorced, if that's where you're thinking she's going with this. I thought she was talking about that then.
What, you thought this is how I would break it to you?
On camera.
Anyway, back to topic. We realised that we've not been happy for quite a while.
And we feel it's time we just make a change with our lives. And that's what we're going to do.
On to the next chapter.
It's a big book we write.
Yeah, it's a flipping big book. The thing that we've realised we've not been happy with is actually where we're living. I think it's fair to say that things just aren't working for us as a family at the moment. Essentially, our life is still on the coast. So everything is there still. Our friends, kids' schools, work. So all we do every day is drive to the coast to live, and then we come back to our home to sleep. We spend the rest of our time maintaining our property. So we've actually stopped living. In the morning, it takes me 2.5 hours to do the school run. In the afternoon, Ben's taking about 2 hours to do it. So that's a lot of time you can't get back.
Especially as that's on top of my work day. And then once I get home, I'm pretty much back onto the property again.
Yeah, and he's got one of those wives that just won't let him stop.
No. I don't think we can keep the pace up that we're doing now with the property for the next 5-10 years.
Oh gosh, no. As much as we love our property and we've loved many things about it, it's time for us to go back to the coast. Because our plan now is to move on.
On to bigger and better things.
Possibly not bigger. More suitable, smaller things.
Yes.
We want to reduce our responsibility at the moment. We're ready to get back out and see Australia, which is the whole reason why we moved here. But there is a few things that we need to do first. So we're not quite ready to move just yet, because what we've decided to do before we move
is a few more jobs.
yeah, it's a massive full house renovation. And I know what you're thinking. Maz and Ben, you just said you were burnt out. What are you thinking? It's just how we work. So as you know, we moved to Australia, we set up an incredible home here, and then we had this idea that we'd set up an acreage life home, and we did that, and it's brought us a lot of joy. It's not like everything's bad, it's not bad. Like, we've got a really good life. So I don't want it to sound like we're complaining that our life isn't good enough, because it's quite the opposite actually. We're very fortunate, and we know that. We're really, really happy we've had this experience, so we don't regret it at all. There's some things that we really, really love about where we live. So we love that our neighbours, we have neighbours, but they're 500 metres away. And that's something that has really been a pleasure for us. That's something we've never had before, and it's something we've actually grown to really like. And I know that sounds really antisocial, but it's not. It's just that I don't care if my kids make noise, I don't care if my dogs, well, I do care if my dogs bark, but you know, those things I don't need to worry about. I can have, like, I don't know, 50 people turn up in their cars and I've got parking. On our property, yesterday I got home and there were 2 massive kangaroos on the driveway in front of our sheds, either side. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I also love our his and hers sheds. So there's so many amazing things, and lessons we've learned, learning how to do jobs around the property, things that we've had to pick up that we would have paid someone to do previously. All of these things have been something that's been a real positive out of living here. We're happy that we've put ourselves through this situation. Anywho, I am busy painting today, and then I've got to go and lay decking. The wood started to rot on our decking, so we're actually replacing it all with composite, which is a man-made stuff, so it never needs to be maintained again, so that'll be nice. We're redoing all of the flooring in the house, putting new bathrooms in. Oh, Ben's been pimping his shed as well, so it's going to be a shed that men really like. And then we've got to hedge all the boundary as well. Oh my God, there's so much to do. I want it all done now. So the electrician's got to change all the lights over. Now, I don't know how long it's going to take us. I'm hoping it's not going to take us too long. And it also depends what the market's doing, because the market here has been a little bit all over the place. Interest rates on mortgages are very high at the moment, so people aren't finding it as easy to borrow. I guess we'll just see kind of what's happening and when's the best time for us to move. It might not be a straight away thing, it might be that it takes a year or whatever. I don't know, we'll see. I don't enjoy the actual moving part. We thought we'd be here at least 10 years or whatever. That's the part I'm not looking forward to, but I am looking forward to the part of the new adventure. I'm looking forward to getting this house done. That actually brings me a lot of happiness, and then I get to start thinking about the new place. One of the daunting things about thinking about moving to Australia, because I know a lot of you are, is a lot of you think, oh my gosh, what if it's not the right move? What if we mess it up? You can't mess it up, because if something doesn't work, like us, you can just change things. So if something isn't working for you, there's, oh, I thought I'd painted on the windowsill. If something's not working for you, then it's fine. You don't need to just keep going and saying, this was my decision and I've just got to live with it. You don't. Do what you need to do to make yourself happy. I think people give themselves such a hard time thinking they've got to, oh, I'm not very good at this painting thing, I'll get it everywhere. People give themselves such a hard time thinking they've got to pick the right place, they've got to, you know, get everything right. It's a mindset that a lot of people I think need to get their head around, is that you just don't have to get everything right. And that's the same for whether you're an expat or whether you're not. Do whatever you need to do to be happy. We'll be leaving this home with a lot of fond memories, with an adventure under our belts. We're really happy with that. So we will be back on here next week, we promise. And if you'd like to see what's going on in the house and everything else that's going on in our life in Australia, follow our Insta at the BAM Famalam. If you're thinking of moving to Australia, then check out our ebooks, because they are a complete guide to help you on your jolly way. And not only to help you on your jolly way, but also to help you once you arrive.